We are with Monica Lăzurean-Gorgan, one of the three filmmakers that produced and created this wonderful documentary, Wood. The Romanian filmmaker from the three filmmakers that participated in this project. I will start, Monica, by asking you what is the origin of this project? How did you started it, and why did you choose to such a subject, which is somehow different from your previous films?
Yes. Hi. Hello. So I'm, yes, one of the directors and one of the producers. I initiated the project because in Romania there is a obvious issue of illegal logging and cutting of trees, and even entire forests. They can disappear within a year. So we have this problem. And I wanted to raise awareness. So it was, even though I'm a filmmaker and a film producer, I wanted to raise a bit of awareness and to do something for the cause of the forest in Romania. So that was my initial thought. And then I was thinking how to do it and how to make it to go abroad, to have this international perspective. And so briefly, I approached an experienced producer, Ebba Sinzinger from Austria, because there are many Austrian companies that are basically processing wood and logs that are being cut from our forests. So I went to her, and together with her and with the third director, who is Michaela Kirst, we found Alexander Von Bismarck, who is the protagonist of our film and also the director of an NGO in US, Environmental Investigation Agency.
So basically, with their help, you managed to find this Alexander von Bismarck and decided to make it the main character of your film.
Yeah. We were having many discussions who to have as main character, and I was in those times, I was thinking, I wish, because each NGO is having its certain way of working and getting to some results. Some of them went and protest, some of them are more bureaucratic and work more on the legal side, and so on. And they were having something that none of the NGOs in Romania was having at that time, or was not having a developed system as they were having, meaning collecting they are collecting evidence. And when they have like a strong evidence and a very good report written, they go in that country that they follow, or in that specific area. They go to the police, of course, to authorities, and also to the press, and say, hey guys, here we found this type of illegalities, be aware and work on that. So we were not having that in Romania. So I was thinking that would be such an asset for Romania to bring them. So I invited Alexander Von Bismarck in Romania. He visited, and eventually he said, yes, it's something that it's worth following. So they started, not just Alexander, but his team. They started to work a lot in Romania, and with good results while we were filming. And this is something that I'm very happy with, because while we were filming, things happened, like a political decision happened to ease the law, the Silvic law. And then when we realized that the Silvic law, it's again being weakened, it's being affected, by some lobbies and so on, and including mafia. We can say it's a bit of the system. It's like a mafia kind of system. And then when we heard that there are some changes going on in a law, then we came out with an investigation that was not fully done, but we said it's right now, it's the moment. We have to bring it to the public, put pressure, public pressure, civic society pressure on the politicians, and then see what's happening. So that was happening in 2015. We did that. We came out to the press with some investigation, and 9 days later, it was a consistent protest of people, just people on streets, saying we have to fight for a stronger civic law.
So basically, the fact that you had Alexander von Bismarck and his type of activity, which means a lot of investigative activity, this thing somehow it looks like it determined the formal aspects of your film and the structure of the film, right? I mean, especially when it comes to the Romanian part of it.
Yes, indeed. I mean, people were saying it's an investigative documentary, and people keep repeating that. I don't see it like that. It has many investigative elements because the main character with his team are investigating, but actually we are just observing them. So it's kind of an observational film of an investigative work. Which I enjoyed it a lot, and it was challenging, but it was super cool, and we were changing plans from one day to another. But yeah, I think we should have, because when you say investigative work, it's like, okay, it's just a reportage with some hidden camera and that's it. But I think there is space and there is room on the market to develop and to bring very high quality documentaries on burning topics, on because all over us we have corruption, we have I'm not saying just in Romania, everywhere we have topics that can be followed in such a matter, I believe.
And the decision to show some other countries too was determined by the fact that Alexander von Bismarck was going to some other countries also. His organization was going to other countries to see how the things are going there. Or was it so it was determined by this fact, or because that it is international co-production made with some other colleagues from other countries, you talked and discussed and decided to have this international perspective also?
I think it was mainly because they are following cases and they have work in many countries around the world. And as you see, as it's structured, the film, we start with an investigation that it was towards the end of it, and we could see some implementation and some reactions not only in the news but also on the legislative point of view, from this point of view. So they were finishing something very interesting in Russia with China and with floor and wood going all the way to US. So basically, yeah, we followed because they are working around. And because for me it was interesting because we were always thinking, how can we connect Romania with Peru? I mean, what it's there to connect, what it's about. It's so, two very different countries, very far away. But we had this very strong element, which is a Romanian guy, Bogdan Micu, who implemented and developed this great app, Inspectorul Pădurii. Basically, you on your phone, you can watch trucks, you can check the trucks full of logs coming out from the forest, and you can check if they are legal or illegal, which is a big step for us in Romania from a transparency point of view. EIA and Sasha, Alexander Von Bismarck, they were so happy with the app and with all Bogdan's idea that they said, okay, we have to implement it or to propose it, at least in Peru. So that's why, but Peru was just a starting story. So we didn't have time to follow all the way what is the outcome of this action in Peru.
And how did you work on the editing? I mean, in trying to connect all these places and situations.
Yeah, I mean, we were editing in Austria because it's a Romanian, Austrian, German co-production. It was challenging, but we had two very good editors. We made some versions with or without and with less. I mean, in the beginning it was more Peru, and then we keep on taking it out. Romania was compact and full of, I mean, it was more dynamic maybe than other countries, but it was interesting. I mean, yeah, I mean, three directors can work very well together, actually. Yeah.
So we see at the end of the film that an investigation started in Romania. We see that people were more aware of the problem. They started to protest. What would you say would be the situation now? How did it change between the time when you finished the film and now, when already we are going through other problems, other situation, and so on? So what would be the situation now?
I mean, you know, it's when you keep on putting the pressure, and when you are more and more active, and when people are more and more aware, and they do put pressure, the civil society is more active, more aware, as I was saying. In this other part where the laws are being made, and you know, games are being set down, I don't think it's that easy compared with 10 years ago. It's that easy to I mean, to continue tricking the system and not respecting the law anymore. So I believe there are some obvious good changes that happen. On the other side, you know how it is in Romania. One government is coming to the power. They maybe do some good things. They improve this app, Inspectorul Pădurii. They make it a bit more transparent. They improve it. And then another government is coming and they shut down Inspectorul Pădurii. That just happened. It's not that they are shutting down completely. They are shutting it down 90%. So you just see some trucks, but you don't see from where they are taking. If you don't, you cannot see where they are taking the logs, to which warehouse. I mean, many details that are so relevant. So what I'm trying to say is that one government can break and put on the side everything that the other government did well. But it's not like, okay, we started from the scratch. It's like we've been fighting, we've been putting pressure. So it's not like we start from the scratch, as I was saying, but already there is something there. So they cannot put away completely the app, for example, or the law. They cannot take it back to 20 years ago when it was very loose and permissive. So all these small changes and pressure, it's taking us with very small steps, but to a better and better kind of situation. But this doesn't mean that in Romania it's still an okayish situation with the cuttings.
And one last question, because you participated in the filming process. You were there with Alexander and the other characters when they were going to see what's going on. How dangerous was it for you, for them? We see some aspects of this type of activity, which from the outside can look quite dangerous. And beside that, we know from the news that there were cases of people that died because they tried to how should I say, to stop this type of activity in some places in Romania.
Yeah, in Romania, I mean, I have to start with this. In Romania, it's not that dangerous. It's not that dangerous. I mean, Alexander was having actions, and we were filming, but very discreet in Russia, where it's really kind of dangerous. It's more dangerous than Russia is Peru, for example. So Romania, it's not there, but still, I mean, we had in the last couple of, I think in the last 6 years, we had like around 13 or approximately this number of forest keepers, like workers in the forest area that were being killed.
Exactly.
On purpose. I mean, they were, yes, being killed because they were following some illegal activities in the forest, and yeah, they were basically killed in Romania. But I never took my team into a dangerous place. We never went in the forest just like that and say, hey guy, what are you doing there? I'm cutting. No, I was checking each time, each area where we were going, and yeah, we were not I don't think in any danger. We were followed, yes, we know we were followed and checked and so on, but other than that, nothing dangerous in Romania.
Okay, so Monica, thank you very much for this discussion and for your film, and good luck with your next projects.
Thank you.